Welcome to another episode of What's Up Irvine. I'm Curtis Drever, your host, and this podcast is about everything that makes Irvine a great city. Its people, culture, influence, and opportunities. My hope is that by following us, you will learn something new and interesting about our city and feel more connected to our community. So here today in the studio we have with us is none other than Olivia Acevedo, Miss Irvine.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for being on What's Up Irvine.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we are excited to have you too. We don't really get guests with a sash and a crown very often at all. In fact, you're the first time. So
I'm honored.
Yeah, there you go. Before we really get into the interview, I like to just read a short bio so our followers have a little bit of sense of who you are. So I'm going to read that and then we'll come back and start jumping in. So Olivia is a graduate of Cal State Fullerton and an advocate for juvenile arthritis. As an author, she uses her published children's book, Superarthritis Girl, to encourage others to find empowerment while living with chronic illness. Highlighting the need for importance of turning your pain into power, Olivia enjoys playing the harp and exploring new hobbies. In fact, we would want to have your harp sometime, but it's kind of a big instrument, right?
You know, it's bigger than me, and it actually does not fit in my personal car. I have to borrow either my roommate's car or my family has like an old minivan.
Okay.
So it's really funny. I show up to these pageants with all these dresses, makeup in my minivan because I need to take my harp with me for my talent.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll come. Actually, when did you start learning the harp?
You know what? I started playing a little over a year ago.
Really?
But I played instruments growing up, so I already knew how to read music. So it was pretty easy for me to catch on. And, you know, it was just one of those things where I was just good at it, and I loved it. So I'm really happy that I explored that.
So just a year. So what did you play before?
I played the trumpet and the flute.
Trumpet and flute. You still do?
You know, I'm full-time harp now.
Full-time harp.
Yeah, but, you know, I really did love the trumpet a lot. It was my main instrument in high school and middle school. So sometimes I go back and
That's
mess
okay.
around.
You can focus on harp is good. It's not many people play the harp that I know. I've heard it a few times live, and it's looks like a challenging instrument.
Yeah, I think it's just so big. It just takes up so much space and it's hard to move around, but it's a beautiful instrument. It's so heavenly and it's so relaxing and it helps me blow off some steam.
Yeah.
Especially with being Miss Irvine, getting ready to go to grad school, working a full-time job. I really do enjoy just sitting down and playing my harp.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that a little bit. I wanted to have our viewers and listeners get a little bit more of a sense with who you are, and that has to do with some of your upbringing. So, your childhood. Let's jump back to that. That's not maybe. Tell us or share a story, a fond memory of childhood.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with juvenile arthritis at the age of 8. So my childhood was a little bit different.
Okay.
A lot of medication, a lot of physical therapy. When I was first diagnosed with juvenile arthritis, my wrist was so swollen I couldn't write notes in school.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, my childhood was a little bit lonely and isolating because I didn't know any other kids with arthritis, or I didn't know an adult who had juvenile arthritis and grew up to be just fine. So I was really uncertain of how my future was going to look like. But some of my fondest memories is going to amusement parks with my family. Every year we would get a pass to Disneyland or Universal Studios, and just going to amusement parks with them and being on the roller coasters gave me that sense of normalcy.
Right.
And I felt like a normal kid. So those are like my happiest memories.
Okay. What with either your mom or dad? What's maybe the greatest lesson or one of the best lessons that either your mom or dad taught you?
Yeah, my dad and I are actually very close. He's my best friend, so he takes me to my pageants and he's there watching me and cheering me on. The biggest thing he tells me is you don't lose, you either win or you learn. So every time I would lose a pageant, he would tell me, well, you learned something. You got more interview practice. You got more on stage practice. Aren't you comfortable playing your harp now in front of people? So that's the biggest thing. And I really do take that with me in every competition I go to. You really don't lose. You learn. Because every time I've gone to a competition and lost. I only got real life practice to be better for my next competition.
That's a good saying. I like that.
Yeah.
And well, actually, let's talk about that. So, how did Miss Irvine come about? Like this whole desire to go compete and, share that.
Yeah, so I've been involved with the Miss America organization for 3 years. I actually found out about the Miss America organization because my doctor's office had an autograph card of a title holder who had juvenile arthritis. And that was kind of the first time
really?
It was kind of the first time I realized, like, oh, wait, my future's going to be okay. Like, I can still do the things I want to do. I can still be on the cheerleading team. I can still play the flute. So ever since I saw that postcard, I kind of had Miss America in the back of my head, and it was a symbol and something I always remembered and gave me that glimmer of hope. So after I finished my undergrad in 2020, I decided, like, it's time to go for Miss California and Miss America. I think at that point I had been in remission for a year.
Okay.
And I felt that I was in a position to cause a ripple of change, and I felt that I was ready. So I entered my first competition.
2020?
2021, because 2020 was canceled because of COVID.
Everything was canceled that year.
So sad, but 2021, last year I got to represent San Diego County. This year, the Miss California organization actually appointed me for the title of Miss Irvine. We haven't had a Miss Irvine since the 70s.
I don't remember Miss Irvine, so...
So we haven't had a Miss Irvine since the 70s, and I was really fortunate that they trusted me with this title, and I get to represent Irvine at Miss California.
So that's how... So the San Diego chart, what'd you say? What's it called? How's it structured again?
San Diego County.
Just assigned you.
So Miss San Diego County, it was a competition that I won.
Yes, one. Okay.
Yes, so I did the phases of competition. I think we had about 20 other girls competing. So I won that competition. This year, I was appointed the title of Miss Irvine.
Miss Irvine. And how long does that, for one year? Or is
that's,
I don't know. I'm learning here too.
So yes, usually it's about a year.
Okay.
However, I may win Miss California, so...
What's happening with that? How does that work? I mean, time-wise.
Yeah, so if you win Miss California, you'll give up your city title, your local title, and you'll be Miss California.
Okay. Yeah. Are you in this competition right now? Like you're starting?
So I leave I leave in 3 weeks to Miss California.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you win Miss California, you go to Miss America.
Okay. And where is that held?
It's going to be held in Visalia this year.
Okay.
So
center of the state.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to explore that town. I've heard they had a really great downtown, so it'll be at the Visalia Civic Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks. Okay. So is that all online and everything, or?
Oh no, we are driving.
No, I meant as the competition. Like, can you watch it online?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
I haven't heard yet if it's going to be streamed online yet. But follow my social media, Miss Irvine CA, and I will share any information I get.
Okay. So that starts pretty soon there.
Yes.
So let's talk about that then. So what's the hardest thing about competing?
I think, I really do enjoy the sport of pageantry. What's the hardest part? For me, it's talent. I get nervous just because I work so hard on my harp. It's probably the area that I train in the most to prepare for my competitions. So there's that added pressure of doing well. And it's such a unique instrument that no one else in the competition is playing. So I feel like I have a really big responsibility to make it very impressive. So that is the area of competition that scares me a little bit the most. But my favorite part of competition is evening gown. Because I like how
elegant. Dressing up?
I love dressing up. I just feel very poised and powerful when I do evening gown. And I think for me, when I had juvenile arthritis, there was days where both of my legs were so swollen that I couldn't walk.
Okay, wow.
So the fact that I can walk on stage in heels and an evening gown is really symbolic.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I never thought I would be able to do, so... Yeah.
So you really cherish that then. I mean, that's something more than other people would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what happened? So how did you, what was there, like you went from having it to be able to compete? Was it just, you just started outgrew it a little bit or?
So it was a combination of medication, healthy lifestyle, staying physically active is really important with managing my arthritis pain. Physical therapy, and then also the mental health aspect of it, seeing a therapist, making sure that my cup is full so that I can serve others.
Okay.
I think a combination of all those things has helped me stay in remission for 4 years now.
Okay.
So I continue.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I will continue to, follow that regimen and stay in remission for a long time.
So, what was a pivotal moment in your life? It could be your childhood or where you really shifted directions, something that happened to you or...
Yeah, I would say it was 4 years of college.
Okay.
I think the pressure, I definitely was not prepared to go to college. Unfortunately, I think a lot of students aren't prepared for that big life change, and I think that's something we really need to work on. I was not prepared to handle that time management,
Yes.
the finance of it, living on your own. Was not prepared at all. So it caused a lot of stress and depression, and I found myself in a really dark place.
Okay.
And it wasn't until COVID where I had some time to step back, and when I wasn't working 2 jobs, I took some time to step back and really reflect on my life, and I realized that I was the happiest when I was serving others.
Okay.
And growing up in high school and middle school, I was a part of a lot of service organizations, and I did a lot of community service. I've been a part of the Rotary Club since high school.
Okay.
I was an Interact Club president for 2 years. So for 2 years of my high school career, I was really devoted to volunteering. And I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I realized that I was the happiest when I was serving others, and that's when I kind of pivoted and said, I need to get involved with my community. I need to do something with my voice. I've been in remission. I need to do something with this and inspire others and help others. And that's when I started getting involved with Miss America organization, the Rotary Club, and other city organizations.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's pivotal.
So you could say, you could say service almost saved my life in a way. It sounds dramatic.
Well, no, that's good.
And I think when I'm working with these organizations and meeting people, I think they kind of have a similar story. And I think you could really find yourself when you're serving others. And I'm really glad I did.
Yeah, very true. It gets your mind off yourself and you're focusing on other people. I agree. Well, that's good. So let's talk about your book.
Yes.
How'd you come up with the name?
Superarthritis Girl.
Yes.
It just kind of came to me. It's a story about a superhero. It's a superhero with an unlikely power.
Okay.
She has juvenile arthritis. And to villains, that may be seen as a weakness.
Okay.
But to her, it's her greatest superpower because every day that she got through with living with juvenile arthritis, she became stronger and stronger.
Okay.
And she really did turn her pain into power, and that's why she's the greatest superhero. And I think that's a message of hope that anyone can apply to their lives. I know that a lot of people don't know somebody who has juvenile arthritis or has juvenile arthritis. But we all face adversity, whether it's diabetes, poverty, depression. I think we can really take that message of taking that pain and turning it into something more powerful and bigger than yourself and doing something with it.
Is there a local chapter for like juvenile arthritis I'm saying that for anyone listening to or watching this.
Yes. So I am involved with the Arthritis Foundation of Orange County.
Okay.
And we do, we're always looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering with the Arthritis Foundation of Orange County, just hop onto their website and fill out a contact form.
Okay, and that's just juvenile, and juvenile considered 18 and under?
So the Arthritis Foundation supports any illness that's under that umbrella of arthritis.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that there's different kinds of arthritis. It's not just the arthritis that your grandma may get. It's juvenile arthritis. Lupus can be considered an arthritis. Psoriatic arthritis. There's a lot of different types. So the Arthritis Foundation supports all of those illnesses under that umbrella.
Okay. And so back to your book, is that like for everyone, or is it kids can read it, adults, or is it mainly it's mainly a children's book? Yeah.
It's a children's book, but I think it's a message that anyone can take in and apply to their life.
Did you bring one with you?
I did not bring it. I'm sorry.
No, it's like okay, that's all right. We could have story time right now.
Oh, how fun would that be? Next time.
Yeah. So have you been around Irvine a lot?
So so
Now you're Miss Irvine.
I've lived in Irvine for 3 years now.
Okay.
And I love it. Irvine has a special place in my heart because it was the first city I moved to after graduating college.
Okay.
And I've been here ever since. And I work and live here, and I don't think I'm ever leaving.
It's pretty nice.
It's a great town,
Yeah.
and the people are amazing. The community is great. I think Irvine is really dedicated to innovation with all the businesses we have here. It's amazing. And we just got a Shake Shack.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I know. Have you been there?
I tried to go, but the line was so long.
Yeah. Okay. Another time.
Another time.
Yeah. Well, maybe they want you for like
I know, right?
meet and greet, and you can go first in line or something like
Oh,
that.
that's a
I don't
great
know.
idea.
I think you should just
Shake
go where.
Shack should reach out to me.
I think you should just go up there, like
Just show up in the
hey,
crown
do you
and
want me to
sash
start greeting customers right now? And
and get a free burger out of
just
it.
just a little bit of payment.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's a good idea.
Actually, so what other things does Miss Irvine do in the city? Events or like.
Yeah, so a lot of community service events, helping
Okay.
out wherever I can, emceeing events. I did an event with the Disability Services.
Okay.
At their prom, I got to crown and announce the prom king and queen.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of emceeing. I'll be at Celebrate Irvine. I'll play my harp wherever I can. So just representing the city and helping out wherever I can.
Okay, so schools or
churches, everything.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do if there's a marathon or something, you'd be out there
Handing out medals.
Handing out medals.
Yeah.
And things like that. Are you allowed to kiss people?
No.
Okay.
I don't think.
Not be part of there. I don't know.
Germs.
Maybe. Yeah. No, you can't do that.
Kind of a germaphobe.
Are you okay?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's probably not good. So you're in Irvine, and do you have like a favorite? Well, I guess harp is hobby. Do you have any other hobbies or?
Yeah. So I actually took on ballet and ice skating as an adult.
Okay.
So I took ice skating lessons at the Great Park Ice Rink.
You did? Okay.
Yes. It was really hard.
I bet. Yes.
I wanted to quit, but I didn't. It was really, really hard. I don't think I have balance.
Oh. Well, that makes it difficult.
Yes, but I used to always watch figure skating growing up, and it's something it left like a void in my heart that I never got to try it as a child. So I'm glad that I tried it and realized that it wasn't for me. But I tried it, and that's all that matters.
There you go. You learned.
I learned.
You learned.
And I was in an adult class, and it's great to see that other adults are like picking up these new hobbies too.
Yeah.
So if there's something you've always wanted to try, just try it.
Just do it.
Even if you're an adult now, don't be worried about being the other adult. I promise you there will be other adults there.
Just try it.
Just try it.
Learn. Yeah. What's your favorite? Do you have like a go-to food or dish or something that you go to?
P.F. Chang's.
Oh, that's right. We said that earlier there. So I don't know if we were recording yet, but
I'm P.F. Chang's #1 fan.
yes.
I love P.F. Chang's. I love everything there.
This is not a commercial for them, but it kind of is.
We're not sponsored. But I always get the signature lo mein
Okay.
with beef, no mushroom, no onion.
Yes, there you go.
So,
you know exactly
I know
what you want.
exactly what I want.
Like, how often can you eat that?
You know what? I think there was a month where I went like once a week.
Okay.
It's just, I think because my friends know that I love P.F. Chang's. My dad knows that I love P.F. Chang's. And my dad visits town every Friday. So we go get lunch every Friday.
Nice.
And so sometimes people are just taking me to P.F. Chang's.
Okay. There you go. If you want to, if you know.
If you want to find Miss Irvine, just go to P.F.
P.F. Chang's on Fridays, something
Yes.
like that. So, what would you like our followers to know about you, like a takeaway of who Miss Irvine is?
Yeah, Miss Irvine has a heart of service with a plan. I really am here to serve my community, and I love the city of Irvine, but I have a plan. I'm a businesswoman who wants to grow the Miss California, Miss America organization. Miss America is one of the largest sources of scholarships for women in the nation.
Okay.
And, our secret sauce to our success is our partner sponsors and supporters. So as Miss Irvine, it's my goal to recruit and maintain those relationships with partner sponsors and supporters and continue growing the organization.
Okay. Yeah, you got a mission. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on What's Up Irvine.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, it's been
That
fun.
was so fun.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us today on What's Up Irvine. And if you have any ideas, suggestions for people or topics that you want to hear, send us an email at info@loveirvine.org, info@loveirvine.org, and we'll take a look at it. And again, thank you so much, and thank you so much, Olivia. It's been fun having you on the show.
Thanks for having me.